Welcome back to my channel. This is Mr. Long, your math teacher today. In today's lesson, I'm going to go through the PSLE 2023 paper from the Foundation Mathematics subject. Now, we're going through just paper 1 today. If you are my student and you have been assigned this video link to watch, it means that you're supposed to do your corrections or you're supposed to revise via watching this. If you are not my student in my school, you are still welcome to watch this to help you to revise. All the best in your PSLE, whichever year you are watching this. Now, let's get started. Now, please always take note of the instructions. Now, mark allocation is 1 mark for each of the questions from question 1 to 10. Now, if you are my student, you should know you are required to show your working in when you do MCQ questions. Alright, if not, I do not assign you any marks. Now, what is 8,005 in numerals? Numerals means numbers. So 8,000 means just 8,000. 5 just means 5. So you're supposed to add these two together and you get 8,005. Therefore, the answer is number 1. And of course, if you're doing PSLE, please make sure you shade after doing every question. The working is useful because when you're checking through your work, you do not have to rethink through how did I come to this answer. Your steps are there for to help you when you check your work. Next, round off this number to the nearest hundred. 3,549. The digit in the hundreds place is 5. So to round off to the nearest hundred, I look at the number in the tens place. Well, this means is more than 5, I'll plus 0, and I'll have 3,500. Now, how do you understand this on the number line? This is just for further explanation. Okay, where is this number 3,549? If this is 3,500, this is 3,600, and in the midpoint is 3,550, 3,549 will be here. Right, 49 is just in front of 50. So which of these is nearer to 3,549? This is the nearest 100. 500 is nearest to 549. 600 is further away. Therefore, the answer to this is number 2. Next question. Which of the following is a common factor of 12 and 30? Take note this is about factor. It is not about multiples. So factors means what are the numbers I can multiply to get my 12. So factors of 12 will be 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 6, I also get 12. 3 times 4, I get 12. Now 4 times 3 also, but if I go to 4 times 3, I'm repeating this so I don't have to write this. Next, I have my factors of 30. 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, 4 times don't have, 5 times 6. So which are the common factors here? Let me highlight the common factors. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 are common, but I don't see 1, 2, 3 in the answers here. 4, I do not have 4 here, so 4 is not common. 6, 6 is here. Alright, and there's a 6 here. Therefore, the answer for this is number 2. Next, what is the missing number in this fraction? So this is actually an equivalent fraction. So what you are saying is, okay, let's see how they get to 14. So 2 times 7 is 14. So here I also multiply 7 and I get 21. So 3 times 7 is 21. So the answer is 21. Now, next page. What is the missing number? So this is basically 7 whole. Then you plus 0.6. Then you plus something. Then you plus 0.005. Alright? And you're supposed to get this. So easy way to check is what is the missing digit. You know 2 is the missing digit. There's no 2 here, right? So which of these will be correct? Now 1 will be the whole. All the wholes are on this side. All the 1 whole or 2 holes are on this side. So it cannot be the wholes. Okay. How about 0.02? 0.02. If I put 0.02 and then do my working, 2 plus 0, 0, 6 plus 0 is 0, is 6. 7 plus all the zeros is 7. 7.625, yeah, 7.625, and 3 is the answer. Now, next one is a common multiple. Earlier we were doing factors, right now we're talking about multiple. Now, multiple of this means that, for example, in a 4 times table, 4, 8, 12, no? Multiple of 6, 6 will be 6, 12, 18, for example. Now, where do we continue on? It depends, right? So, for example, I will always start with the larger number, right? Because I need to do fewer of the working. So first number I see 18 here, right? Great, but there's no 18 here, right? So no point. So I carry on, I get 16. I carry on, I have 24. So 18 is out, right? Then after that, I'll have my 20. I have 24. Yay, 24 is common, but there's no 24 in the option here. So I carry on. I plus it, I have 30. I have 36. So I have 28. 32, 36. Yeah, 36 is a common multiple. So that's the answer. 36 is a common multiple. Now, another way you can think about this is, how do I get 36? It can be 4 times 9, 36. Another way is 6 times 6, 36. And since I have 4, I have 6, this tells me that, hey, this number is a common multiple of 4 and 6. That's another way to think about how you come to the answer. Now, those in my class in 2025, when you're doing this, we haven't learned about angles. Apologies. So you're not required to do this. But never mind, I'll do this here just for completeness sake. So smallest angle, you can just use a protractor, right? But using your eyeball, you can tell already, D cannot be the smallest, it's the largest. B is the second largest. So if you use a protractor and you check it out, you'll find that A is the smallest angle. Alright? Simply use your protractor. For those that are not clear, this is your protractor, that tool that you should have in your pencil case. Next one, which could be the mass of a pair of school shoes? Now this is an important question. This type of question is important because it comes out every year. This is what we call the number sense question, right? So it's a number sense question. So roughly 4 grams is roughly the mass of a sheet of paper, of A4 paper, like your worksheet paper. Now 40 grams is roughly like the mass of a slice of bread. Now 400 grams is roughly the mass of 2 to 3 handphones. And 4,000 grams is exactly 4 kilograms, which is about maybe a bag of rice, roughly. So which is the number that comes nearest to this description? This will be too light, right? This will be too heavy. So the best answer will be this. Number 3 is the answer. Now, next page. The information use this to answer question 9 and 10. So the table here shows 5 different children as well as their heights. So how many have a height more than 130 cm? So this is more, this is more, this is less, this is less, this is more. So 3, and say 3 boys, so 3 is here, 3. Next, what is the difference in height between Alan and the tallest boy? First, let's look at tallest. So tallest will be De Ming at 152 cm. Alan's height is 142. And the word difference means to subtract. So I use 152 minus 142 and I get 10. So the answer here would be 1. Now those in my class this year, you were asked not to do this yet because you haven't learned, but for completion's sake, I will just discuss this. Square means that all the angles are at right angles. So this angle is a right angle. Right angle means it's at 90 degrees. Now angle Y would be, to get angle Y means you subtract away these two. Because 16 plus 30 plus Y will give you 90. So what is 30 plus 16? That will be 46. So if I take away this, I'll have Y left, right? If I minus away 46, I'll get 44 degrees. So So answer will be number 3. Okay, so to get this, alright, you need to subtract away the other 2. So 44, answer is number 3. Next question now. A machine prints 15 posters in 5 minutes. This is a red question. How many posters can you print in 40 minutes? So very simply, I see 15, right? I put down 15 here. I see 5, I put down 5 here. I put an arrow in between. Now, how many posters can you print in 40 minutes? So here is minutes, right? This is 5 minutes. So I go to 40 minutes. So what I'm highlighting here now are all my minutes. This on the right hand side because the number appears on the right hand side. So in other words, how do I get to the number 40? So I use my 5 times table. 5 times 8 gives 40. This alerts me now that on this side is very simple. It's just 15 times 8. I do my working. 15 times 8. 5 times 8, 40. 1 times 8, 8 plus 4, 12. Remember, when you're doing paper 1, you cannot use the calculator. Therefore, you need to know how to do your basic multiplication, basic division. So this is 120 posters can be printed in 40 minutes. Now, why do I write 15 on the left? Well, I see 15 here on the left first, so 15 is here. Okay, so answer is number 2. Now, this is a time question. Now, this question tells you, Ali played at the playground in the afternoon. Right, he reached the playground at this time. This is just before 4 o'clock. This looks like 3:55 p.m. roughly. 3:55 p.m. looks like it. Then he left the playground at 5, before 6 o'clock, but after 5, 5:10 p.m. So how long did he play? If I use a number line to see. So this is 4 o'clock, this is 5 o'clock. And this is 5:10 p.m. where he left, and this point where he came was at 3:55 p.m. Now in between 4 and 5 here, this would be 1 hour. And this little part that extends here, we have 10 minutes here, and this part came before 4 was 5 minutes. So it's 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here. So you spend 1 hour, and 10 plus 5 is 15 minutes. Okay, now so answer is number 3. Now, just a reminder to my students, if you are doing correction, it does not mean writing down this number. If you do so, I'll ask you to watch the video either during recess or after school, and then you do the corrections. If you are doing it correctly, it means that you should show the number line, should show whatever you see on your screen. That's how you do your corrections. Learn the steps, the method. Now, which decimal is greater than 1/3 but less than half? Alright, so what I can do here is, this means 1 divided by 3. 1 divided by 3. Okay, in my 3 times table, right? So I don't see 1 inside, I go to 10. So 10 is here, so I times 3. Oh, here is there's nothing in front, so I make sure I put my 0 and my decimal. So 3 times 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. What do I do now? I will add a 0, bring it down. Now I will have my 10. 3 times 3 again, I get 9 again. Alright? And I get 10 again. So it carries on. So actually this is about the same as 0.333 non-stop. Non-stop. Half is very straightforward. Half is simply equals to 0.5. For those who are not very sure, half means 1 divided by 2. So again, it's my 2 times table, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? So I don't see 1, so I'll skip the space on top. I add a decimal. I see 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Alright, so it's 0.5. So on my number line, I should have my 1/3, which is roughly 0.33. I have my half, which is 0.5. So which that decimal here is greater than 1/3 but less than half? So it must be something in between 0.33 and 0.5. So let's eliminate those that are definitely wrong. 0.2 is less than 0.33, so this is out. 0.3 is less than 0.33, so that is out. 0.5 is exactly at 0.5, which is also out because we want something that's less than 0.5, not exactly at 0.5, so that's out. And 0.4 is larger than 0.3, 0.4 is smaller than 0.5, 0.4 is somewhere inside here, so 0.4 is the answer. Answer is 4. So notice that these are now a 2-mark question. 2-mark question started from question 10. That's why question 11. As you notice in front here, question 1 to 10 is 1 mark, question 11 to 20 is 2 marks. So very important, these 2 marks, you must definitely get your 2 marks, right? So far, isn't it quite easy? Now, Misha packed a total of 60 apples into bags. Now, there were 2 green and 3 red apples. So I show you a diagram that I've already drawn on another set. See? 2 green apples and 3 red in one bag. 2 green and 3 red in one bag. So they're altogether 60 apples. So how many bags are there first? How many bags? How many bags? So in one bag there are 5. One bag there are 5, right? So I use 60 divided by 5, I get 12 bags. But don't be in a rush to use 12 as your answer. That's a common mistake people often make. They do a working, they see a number that matches a number given, and they say, hooray, that's the answer. No. Understand the question again. How many red apples did she pack? If there are 12 bags and there are 3 apples, 3 red apples in every bag, that means that 12 times 3. Alright? If there are 12 bags, 3 red apples in every bag, so you multiply them, you get 36 red apples. The answer is 4. If you've gotten 1 as your answer, it means that you have made that mistake in your thinking that I mentioned earlier. Question 16. The price of a lamp is $60. What is the price after a 20% discount? Always remember 20% discount means the amount you do not have to pay. Don't need to pay. So what I can do is, so how much must the person pay? The person will need to pay 80% of the price of the lamp. 80% of the price of the lamp. So how do I get 80% of the price? So price is 60. So 80% of means multiply. 80% of 60, and you will change the percentage into a fraction. Then you simplify by dividing by 10, you get 6 by 10, you get 10. By 10, you get 8. By 10, you get 1. Left with 8 times 6, you're left with $48, and the answer is 2. Okay? Now, sometimes you make mistakes like, maybe you've gotten the answer something else. Alright, so let's take note of the steps here. Do not have to pay. If you've gotten the answer 12, means that you did this working instead. Use 20% times 60. You got this. Cancel, 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 cancel. Yay, 12. We're so happy to get 12. But 12 is the 20% discount, which is the no need to pay part. So 12 cannot be the answer. Next one. Again, the angles questions. I'll still go through this for completion's sake, completeness sake. Now, these are straight lines. Find angle PQR. So now PQR is here. Now, you should have learned, you will be learning, or you will have learned, if there are 2 straight lines that crosses each other, angles that are opposite each other are called vertically opposite angles. And they are equal. So this red and these red angles are equal in actual value. And this yellow angle and this yellow angle are also the same in actual value. For example, if this is 100 degrees, this will be 100 degrees. If this side is 80 degrees, this will be 80 degrees. Therefore, if this is 85, remember this is vertically opposite, right? These are straight lines. Straight lines. Therefore, these 2 angles are the same, and this angle here is also 85 degrees. And then angle, the sum of angle in a triangle, if you add A plus B plus C, you will always get 180 degrees. Therefore, you add these 3 angles, right, you get 180 degrees. So, to find one of them, angle PQR, PQR refers to this angle. So here, I'll use 180 subtracted with these 2, I'll get 25 degrees. 25 degrees, the answer is therefore 2. Now, Mala needs 0.9 liters of water in the beaker. How much more water must she add? So first, I will change from the liters to milliliters. Why? Because all the options here are in milliliters. So it's easier if I change my liters to milliliters. So remember the decimals lesson from last term. 0.9 times 1000, I'll get 900 milliliters. How do I know I must multiply by 1000? Because 1 liter is 1000 milliliters. That's why I know I need to change to milliliters. I need to multiply by 1000. And I'll get 900. Right? 0.9 times 1000. Move the decimal. 1, 2, 3 like this. So you have 900. And there is already some water inside. It's up to 1 liter, which is 1000 milliliters. So I count here, this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. There's already 600 milliliters of water in the beaker. So how much more water must she add? Right? How much more water must she add to go up to 900? This is the 900 mark. So okay, simply just count, no? 100, 200, 300. So here will give you the 900. Or you can do a working like this. 900 minus 600 is 300 ml more. Okay. Next. Again, for my students in 2025, you did not have to do this, but for completeness sake, I'll just do this. Now, these are rectangles, and I highlighted a straight line. Straight lines are important because the angle on a straight line will always be 180 degrees. Rectangles means all the angles here are at 90 degrees. Now, ADG is a straight line. So find angle BDF. We're supposed to find angle BDF. Where is BDF? This angle is called angle BDF. Alright, because between line BD and line DF. So if the whole line here, this whole angle is 180, if I can subtract away this angle 48, which I did, I can subtract this angle in pink here, which I don't have yet, I'll get the answer. How to find angle in pink? Well, I cover this part. This is a triangle. Sum of angle in a triangle is 180 degrees. So 180 degrees minus away 90, minus away 60, I get 30. This angle is 30 degrees. Now I have my straight line. 180 minus 48 minus 30, I'll get this answer, which is 102 degrees. Therefore, the answer is 1. Next page. Last question for the first part. Now, unit cubes are stacked up to form solids A, B, C, and D. This is about volume. So which can be rearranged to form a larger cube. Take note of this. Those in my class especially draw out this diagram. Alright, draw it out. You may pause the video always. Just a reminder, you can always pause the video to do the corrections. And anytime you're not sure, you can always rewind and re-listen to it. If you find me too fast, you can always change the setting to make me speak slower. I'm a personal tutor at home, right? Make full use of me. A cube has all the lengths equal. So this length is equal to this length equal to this length. They're all equal. Therefore, if they're equal, what does it mean? So, for example, here I'm counting, right? How many cubes are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 cubes here. There are 8 cubes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cubes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 cubes here. How can I find cubes? How can I form a cube, a large cube? So for example, a small cube can be like this. Okay? Only 1. I make it larger now. I make it into 2. Right? Top part is like that. But this is not a cube yet. So to add cubes so on the top layer, I have 4, right? I add another 4 below. Now I have 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. And therefore the answer here, I have 8. That's the answer. If I go larger, I go to 3 by 3 by 3, yeah? Larger cube now. So here I have 3 by 3 by 3 is 9. But that's not enough to form a cube. I need another 9 more below. Still not enough to form a cube, another 9 more below. And when I do this, I'll have this side is 3, this side is 3, this side is 3. Remember? All the lengths must be the same. But then this means I will have 3 times 3, I have 27 cubes. I don't have 27. Right? I only have 10, 8, 12, or 9. And the only number that matches is 8. So this is the answer, cube B. This option B can rearrange into this. Right, now we're going on to booklet B. There are 10 questions in booklet B. Alright, and every question carries 2 marks. Now let's see how to find the value of addition. Straightforward. Always you are working, please don't try to do just mental sum, because if you just do by mental sum, you may or may not get it right. And when you're checking your work, then you must struggle hard to use your mental sum to do it again. Right? If you show you're working, you can always check, did I copy the number over correctly? 9 plus 3, 12, carry 1, 4 plus 7, 11, plus 1, 12, 122. 96 times 3, 6 times 3, 18. 9 times 3, 27. 27 plus 1, 28. 288. 1 mark here, 1 mark here. Find the value of these two fractions when you subtract them together. This is a test of an equivalent fraction. Now notice my own students, some of them were multiplying, were doing this, and you don't do this, please. You will multiply by 2, and here minus by 8. Then you have 10 over 16 minus 8 over 16. Then you have 2 over 16. Right, so far nothing is wrong here. The only problem is you are doing extra work. You see, you work so hard to get the denominator to be the same, 16 and 16, right? Because maybe your tutor taught you, oh, multiply these two numbers with each other. I see 8, I see 2. I make sure my 8 multiplied by 2 and 2 multiplied by 8. You can do that. Alright, you have a larger fraction in the end, which larger looking fraction. You should then still have to simplify. Divide by top and numerator and denominator by 2, and you get 1, 8. You still must come to this. So why not just look at these two denominators first and see, 2 can become 8, right? Multiply by 4, multiply by 4, I have 4, 8. Now, since the denominator is the same, I ignore the denominator, I look at the numerator. 5 minus 4 is 1. I just copy down the denominator as it is. Because the people who did it this way, I'm sure there are many of you out there who are not my students who did it this way too, and you get this, which you then forget to simplify, and you leave it like this. What a waste, because you did this correct, up to here is correct, but because you don't get the answer, you do not have the answer mark. Alright, this itself does not give the answer mark. Very hard pain for the teachers when you mark your work, but that's the case. Now, express this as a decimal. Alright, so this means 7 divided by 100. It just means decimal is here, right? Going to move a decimal. 1, 2, going to be here. So what you will have here now is 0.07. That's why I have 0.07. Next page. Find the value of 6.8 plus 1.49. Again, as mentioned, don't do mental sum. The common mistake people make is that they do not align the decimals together, and they do things like this. Common mistake is like that. You plus 6.8. Then you're going to do all these wrong things. And then you have 11. You're not sure, why they put my decimal anyhow. No? That's wrong. First thing you look at is, you see the problem? The decimals are not aligned. So align the decimals first. Okay? And then you do your addition. It looks a bit weird, of course. 6.8 plus 1.49. You're not comfortable to see an empty space here. You need to fill in the empty space with a circle. That's your 0. Then 0 plus 9, 0. 8 plus 4, 12. Carry 1. 1 plus 6 plus 1, 8. Is it the final answer? No, because there's a decimal that I must write here. My answer is 8.29. Next round off to the nearest whole number. If you can do this, that's fine. Look at this. This is your whole number. This is your digit in the tens place. Is smaller than 5. So of course here you plus 0. That's 52. Of course, I use the number line to explain. 52.3 is here. Alright, 53, 52. So 52.3 is nearer to, is nearer to 52. 53 is much further away. Okay. Now, a common mistake will be write 52.0. Why is this not allowed? Because the question here is whole number. So we do want to see anything in the decimals. Don't show all these in the decimals. right? So kind of wasted if you show this answer. It should be this. Next, find the average of the following numbers. Okay, if you're my student, please make sure you write down the steps in words. Pause the video and do so. Add the numbers together first. First step is to find total. 8 plus 3 plus 3 plus 0 plus 6, you get 20. Next, you divide this total by how many numbers are there? How many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So make 20 divided by 5 numbers. So average will be 4. Average is 4, and that's the answer. Next, the table shows the number of boys and girls who borrowed books from the school library in 2021 and 2022. So you notice this is how to read a table. This shows the year. So here it shows number of boys who borrowed books in 2021 is 191. Number of boys who borrowed books in 2022 is 155. Girls, right? Number of girls who borrowed books in 2021 is 160. Number of girls who borrowed books in 2022 is 137. First question, how many more boys than girls borrowed books in 2022? So we're only looking at 2022 for question A, just this part. How many more boys than girls borrowed books here? So 155 minus 137. Show your working. Because, alright, okay, again, this is your 1 mark. So after you subtract this, you will get 18. Okay? Next, in 2021, 1/10 of the girls who borrow books returned the books late. So, who are these 1/10 of the girls in 2021? So 2021 is here, this year. The number of girls was 160. So what is 1/10 of number of girls? So 1/10 of 160. Of is times. 1/10 is here. 160 is here. So 1/10 times 160. I divided by 10, I'll cancel away the 0. I divide by 10, I cancel away the 0. So I'm left with 1 times 16. Below here is 1, right? So 1 times 1 is just 1 is nothing. So it's just 16. So 16 girls returned the books late in 2021. Don't forget to write the answer in the answer blank given to you as well. Now, next one. Which figure has the largest perimeter? Now, perimeter means the lines that make up the outside of the figure, the outline, or you can say the outline of the figure. So I use my highlighter to outline the figure. In the exam, you're not supposed to outline stuff with highlighter. Do not use highlighter. I'm using highlighter for teaching purposes to make the things pop out a little bit more. So I will usually advise students to start counting from one spot. Okay, start on one spot. Let me redo and show you what I mean. Okay, perimeter first. So I'll start counting at the same spot for every single diagram. So I don't double count. So let me just count out. You cannot count out loud in an exam, please. I don't disturb your classmates. But I can count out in your heart. So in my heart, you can hear now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So which is the largest perimeter? That 16 is the largest. Answer is your B, right? So that's how you do perimeter. Next, which one has the same area? Same area. So now how to find area? I learned this from my students and I love it. So what you do is you just count, you put the numbers inside the figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the first one has 7. The area is 7 square centimeters. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you do this, you're trying to avoid miscounting or forgetting to count some squares. And by filling up every blank with the numbers in sequence, they make sure they don't overlook any squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 square centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 square centimeters. So which two figures have the same area? Same area, 9 and 9 is the same. So that will be figure B and figure D. B and D will be the answer. right? There's no partial mark for this diagonal. A and B no marks. Right? It's a correct, must get the correct pair of numbers. Hang in there, just 4 more questions and we are done. You can have a break. Again, for those in 2025, you will not require to do this, but for my pupils, but for those who are watching this, that's for completeness sake, we will do this. Now, PQ and RS are straight lines, right? And straight lines mean that you have this thing called vertically opposite angles, right? PQ, RS, straight lines. Straight lines means that this angle equal to this angle in size. It means that this angle equal to this angle in size. So which from this understanding this one right now allows you to tell that which of these statements are true. Here it says B plus C equals to E. Let's see. B plus C. B plus C equals to E. So let me just color to show you. What is equals to E will be on the opposite side. You see, if this is like E, then whatever is here will be equals to E, right? So what is here right now would be B plus C. So hey, correct, this is a true statement. Next one, D plus E is 180. Now, D plus E. I will check whether it's a straight line first. This only works if it's a straight line. Let me use this. Alright, I'll cover this up. Okay. So now you can see that the D is here, E is here. So D plus E is on a straight line, no other angles. An angle in a straight line is equals to 180 degrees. So yeah, this is also a true statement. Okay. Now next thing is about angle about a point. Angle about a point. For example, if you go around here, this angle is actually 360 degrees. What do I mean? For example, I can have maybe a line like this. So this angle here is 180. This could be 120. This could be 60 degrees. We add these three numbers up, you will have 180. It's about a point. See, go around the point. Here it says A plus B plus C plus this is equals to 360. Looks correct, but what is it missing? It is missing angle E. Hey, you forgot about me. Angle E is missing. So adding just A, B, C, D without E will not give you 360. So this is a false statement. So this kind of question, there's no working, right? Use your brain, use your knowledge. Remember what your teacher has taught you. We call these facts a vertically opposite angle, angle in a straight line, and then you compare what you have learned with what is being asked. What percentage of the square grid is shaded? So this is a square grid. What does grid mean? These are called grids, like square things are called grid paper. Now it's shaded. Again, I learned from my student. I'll just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm stuck. Triangle. How? These two triangles together will make one square. So 5. These two will make one square. The 6th one. These two together make one square. 7. So to find percentage of square grid that's shaded, I must have my shaded divided by total. So my shaded is already 7. Total how many squares? I can do simple way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So this is my fraction that is shaded. Okay, let's count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now, to change the percentage, you can either multiply this by 4 and you have 28 over 100, which is 28%. Some of you like to do it this way. Oops, sorry, wrote wrongly. 28%. Another way you can do this is 7 over 25, right? Times 100. And simplify, divided by 5. Divided by 5. And 4 times 7 times 4 is also 28. Whichever way is fine. And notice here there's no part A, part B, right? So what does it mean? It means now you can get this thing called method marks. So if your answer is correct, answer mark. Look for your method. Here you definitely make sure you're working, you know. If you can get this right, oh yeah, it's good method. Right, M1. Very good. Okay? Now, this kind, no method is only answer. Alright? This kind, you see, part A, right? It's only answer mark. Here is only answer mark. Because there's no marks they can give you for method. Because for question 25 is 2 marks, right? So 1 mark for part A, 1 for part B, only answer mark. But for this kind without part A and B, your method is even more important than usual, okay? Now, next one now. Last 2 questions hanging there. Mrs. K needs 42 pence. What is the least amount of money she has to pay? Of course, nobody want to pay more and pay less, right? Let's understand the diagram. If you buy 1 packet, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pence. But if I buy 1 packet, the shopkeeper is very nice, give you 2 extra pence for free, no? 2 extra pence for free. Wow, of course, I want to buy and get my 42. So you see, right? If I buy 1 packet, I get 5 pence plus 2 more. Every time I buy 1 packet, I get 7. I don't get 5, no, I get 7 because they give me free 2 as a special gift. So if Mrs. K wants 42 pence, and every time she buy 1 packet, she'll get 5 plus 2 is 7. So how many packets must she buy? She divided by 7, right? She means that she need to buy 6 packs. 6 packs of this. When she buys 6, she will get 2 plus, she get a lot of free pens. So if you buy 1 pack, we know that 1 pack costs $15. See, all the information is inside the box here. $15 for 1 pack. So since you need to buy 6 packs or packets, alright, it'll be 15 multiplied by 6 and that'll be $90. So to get your answer mark, you need to show this step. 15 times 6 to get your M1, and here will be your A1 answer mark. Okay, do you need to write $sign? No need for paper 1 because they printed the units for you. But for paper 2, you have to write your units. If not, your answer mark you will not get the full answer mark or at all. Last one, in this figure, ABCD is a rectangle with a perimeter of 52 centimeters. 3 such rectangles are joined together to form the rectangle PQRS in figure 2. And the perimeter of PQRS, this one is 128 centimeters. That's the length of AB. A lot of my own students that left this blank because they told me, I don't know how to do this. Now, always try. This is a thinking question. Actually, just 1 step. If you believe it, just 2 steps. First, I think about it. Okay, I compare these two. What are the similar parts? So here I have a short length and a longer length. I have breadth and this, right? Breadth and the length. So it's just like the AD is just as long as this. The DC is just as long as this. Notice that? And then here, I have another length here. Hey, that's the same as this. I have a shorter length here. That's the same as this, right? So what is the extra part that is not part of this? It's a part in yellow. This is the extra part that is in yellow. So think of it this way. Think of it as this is my ABCD, my ABCD, okay? Then I split my ABCD into this part and this part, right? You can see how I split this. This is the bottom part, this is the top part. And then the empty space here, I get another 4 sticks, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how I get my shape PQRS. Right, this is my A, B, C, D. Okay, all this is just to help you understand this question. Now they told us that the perimeter of ABCD is 52 cm, which means that all these 4 pink lines together make up 52 cm. They also told us that all this yellow and pink to form PQRS, right, will make a total length of 128 cm. The perimeter is 128 cm. So what is the difference between these 2 shapes? It is a yellow part. The yellow part. So to find the 4 yellow part, the 4 yellow lines, okay, which is I'm using this to teach you, okay, the 4 yellow lines. Okay, these are the 4 yellow lines. What I do is my working will just be 128 minus 52, and I'll have 76 cm. That's not the answer yet, but that's very close. We are asked to find out what is the length AB. AB here It's just at the length of one yellow part. So if 4 yellow parts is equal to 76 cm, then one yellow part means I divided by 4, I'll have 19 cm. Okay? 19 cm. Alright, and that's all for this lesson. So make sure if you're my student, complete this correction before I see you on Tuesday after Youth Day. Right? And for those in my class this year, happy Youth Day tomorrow. And for the rest, all the best to your PSLE. Goodbye.